What's good, you guys? Will here from PSYCHONAUT Visions, signing back in once again, coming at you guys with another video today. Now, I just got done doing some hill sprints, so I'm pretty tired. Reached 10 today. You know, that's what I've been doing the last few times, but man, I had to really go hard for that. Like, it was difficult. Today was one of those days I was having a lack of energy. I'm gonna try to do everything I can to push myself to get to 11 next time, but I got 10 sprints in today. And what I want to talk about was the power of solitude. Now, throughout my whole life, I've been someone who thrives off being alone. I would say that being alone and being in solitude is something that makes me feel like I can go somewhere to be my true, authentic self. But with that being said, you know, I've been having to go to school my whole life, so I really would have a whole lot of time to myself, you know what I mean? But then eventually, quarantine happened. As stressful and difficult of a time as it's been for some people, but from my own perspective, the past year plus, ever since quarantine began, has been the most growth, especially from a mental standpoint, right? My mindset has been the most growth that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I think that that is particularly because I've had so much time to myself. And I've really started to notice that all I need is me. I don't need anybody else, you know? And I also was looking back on a few of my videos on this channel from last year, and we started about a month before quarantine began. But I looked at a few of my videos during the beginning phases, and I wasn't really saying anything that was true, right? That was very authentic. A lot of it was sort of information that I retained from other YouTubers or philosophers or any things of that nature, right? People of that nature. I would take something from their perspective or their videos, so to speak, and then I would basically come on here and talk exactly about that. Now, with that being said, it's always great to retain that information, but sort of also have your own side, right? Have your own spin-off of it and sort of use those ideas that they have and expand a little bit, you know what I mean? But for me, I was just basically saying exactly what they were. You know, guys like Spiritual Soul or Your Mate Tom, those types of YouTubers, you know, I would just say basically everything that they were saying. I was just a follower. But throughout my whole life, I've been someone who doesn't really like to open up all that much about my own self, about my own journey. You know, I don't like to necessarily tell a whole lot of people about what's really going on. I don't know exactly why that is, but part of it is a fear, somewhat of a fear of being judged, and I can't even lie about that. It's not something that I can really do a whole lot about. That's always how I've been. I've had that sort of fear, which is why I struggle to be true and be myself around other people, especially people who I'm not entirely familiar with. You know, it takes a whole lot of feeling out, and I can really tend to adjust my personality depending on who I'm speaking to. But when I am alone, when I am in the presence of nobody but my own self, man, am I true? Am I real? Am I genuine? Am I authentic? Oh my goodness. Like I feel like, and I've been writing a book. I've been writing a novel. I've talked about it a little bit on this channel, and there's going to be a lot on that in that book that may surprise certain people. A lot of what I'm going to say is you know, personal. It's very personal, but I'm willing to put my life on public display because I want to live my true, authentic life. You know, I want to embrace myself in this journey that I'm on. And I don't want to say too much about the book. I really don't, but it's real, you know, and it's a place that I've been able to go to, sort of like a void, sort of like an escape, right? Just to go there and free my mind about whatever is truly going on within, you know, and because I don't have a whole lot of friends. You know, I would say Alex is pretty much my only real friend at the moment. It's like he's the only person that I can really go to speak about a whole lot. But even to him, I haven't said everything. You know, I haven't said absolutely everything about what's going on in my life. And that's something that I'm really going to touch on throughout the novel that I'm writing. And my whole goal is to truly inspire people, but not be afraid of my own self, my own capabilities, not being afraid of looking in the mirror and saying, man, I want to improve and I truly want to learn how to love myself, you know? That's what I really want to do. That's the whole goal. That's the title of my book. It's called Embrace Yourself. Just speaking of looking in the mirror, when I would look in the mirror like a year ago plus, I would just not know who I was, man. I would feel sort of lost. And I made a video recently called Watch This If You're Feeling Completely Lost in Life. And I just didn't know who I was. I didn't know like why I was here. And I mean, maybe nobody does, but with that being said, I I didn't see any meaning to keep going, and I didn't see like, what am I gonna do? Like, what's the point, right? And I don't know, I feel like now that I'm truly discovering myself a little bit and finding that passion, man, like it's changing me so much, like so much. And it's opening up entirely new sides of me. I just through this journey of, you know, being my own self, accepting my own self, especially over the past like 5 months that I've been writing this book that I'm talking about. I've had a place to go to where I can really just say anything and not ignore the truth, not lie to my own self, you know, because the person that you specifically cannot lie to is your own self, right? And it's very important to tell the truth, but even more important to at least not lie. You know, you have to not lie, and you have to be willing to accept certain things in your life that you know are obstacles that you got to overcome. You got to overcome them. Speaking and writing are outlets for me. You know, and that's the place where I can truly be authentic, especially, you know, when I go on YouTube like I am right now and sort of speaking with no one's around me. You know, I'm alone. I'm here in my car just chilling. And I don't feel a need to, you know, put on this filter and this mask to try and hide who I truly am when I'm alone. You know, no matter who I'm around, it's almost like I have to find some kind of way to adjust my personality. And that's the obstacle that I'm trying to get past. That's the mountain that I'm trying to climb, is to get to the point where I have no fear of what other people think. You may not notice while I'm speaking right here on camera, but I'm very shy. I'm very socially awkward. And like I said, I have a tendency to adjust my personality depending on who I'm around. So I haven't fully embraced myself, but that's the journey. That's the journey that I'm on, the journey of self-acceptance and being able to truly present yourself to the world. And I want to put my life on public display and let people learn from my mistakes and continue to grow. And, you know, I'm someone who, like I said, thrive off being alone. Some people may thrive off being around others, right? It's that introvert, extrovert sort of titles and labels. But that's the thing. I don't really like to label myself anymore as much as an introvert, because I can go out there and talk to people. I know that I can. I don't have to have this stigma that I can't, you know, that I'm just always going to be an introvert. Yes, I'm sure social anxiety to an extent will always be there. But with that being said, I can always go out there and speak to people, you know, I can do it. So don't classify yourself as introvert or extrovert. Try and explore a little bit. If you are someone who struggles and feels a little bit uncomfortable being alone, then embrace that adversity, right? Go through the fire, man. Be alone. Experience solitude. And if you're someone like me who prefers solitude, you know, embrace the adversity that comes with speaking to other people, speaking to someone that you may feel attracted to, right? And most importantly, if there's something that you have been ignoring for quite some time, or something that you know, deep down you know is in your way, is holding you back, but have not admitted it, then take the time to be alone, to be still. Put your phone down for a little bit, right? Turn the TV off. Just sit in your room, stare up at the ceiling, or sit outside, stare up at the sky, and just think, right? Just think about your life. The power of solitude, man, like being alone and being in solitude for me has really forced me to think. You know, it's forced me to look at a lot of the aspects of my life that have some room for improvement, but not only that, some things that may be holding me back. You know, admitting the fact that I was dealing with a porn addiction at one point and trying to start a no-fap journey. You know, admitting the fact that I wasn't in the best shape, admitting the fact that I was somewhat chubby at one point, and taking those steps to overcome that. Trying to truly embrace who I am and not be afraid to go against the grain and speak my authentic truth, even if it's not something that a whole lot of other people will accept, right? Or maybe agree with. Something like psychedelics. It's hard to really put your experiences like that on public display and let it be known and express that around other people, especially your peers and family members who may not quite fully understand it. It's very difficult, and it's still something that I'm trying to do. But it's what I've been through, you know, it's my truth. Why tell a fake story when I could tell the truth? Like, I'm not going to tell a fake story. I don't want to just live for someone else. This is my story. This is my life, you know, and I'm going to be the main character. I'm going to live for me. I'm not going to live for somebody else. Right? And I hope that I can help other people and inspire other people. But with that being said, that is primarily based off of my own experience and the wisdom and growth that I've experienced over the past year, especially. You know, the past few years of my life have been somewhat of a constant cycle of question and getting back to suffering and wondering, seeking answers, right? But now I see that it's important to always question, let your mind wander, but never convince yourself of anything. Question certain aspects of life. Question certain aspects that are beyond our comprehension, such as the afterlife, or what God may be, or such thing as a higher power. Question, always question, seriously, always question, and question everything that you've ever been taught or opinions that you may have. Question, but never convince yourself that you know the truth. Never should you convince yourself of anything. Just imagine and explore. Continue to grow each and every day, and take some time alone. Seriously, that is vital for everyone, no matter who you are or where you come from. Take some time alone. That is where a lot of growth and work behind the scenes and underground work is done, being alone. And I have truly accepted that. And I love being alone. If I were financially capable, I would probably be just fine with living alone for the rest of my life. Seriously, I would. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am closed off in terms of experiencing something such as love. I still know that I don't need it, right? I want to meet like-minded people. Of course, I love people. I want to meet people who share similar ideas or who view the world completely differently than me. I want to meet new people. But at the same time, I also understand that solitude is a necessity for me. And that is the same for, I think, everybody. And you should really try to take advantage of that and spend some time alone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and took something from it. And I love you guys. Anyone who's watching this, seriously, we're right around 300 subscribers. We might hit that by the time this video gets out there, and just continuing to grow, man. We see big things for the future for Alex and I, and we thank you guys for the support. And so, yeah, that'll pretty much be it. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and Will from Psychonaut Visions signing out.